just got the 60-tooth Sprocket from Go Power Sports, which is going to go on the Trailmaster. And right there. And then we also got the gas tank mounting kit right here from Go Power Sports to put on the top gas tank, which is going to be a much larger gas tank, and the fuel filter. I read that, or I heard that those gas tanks sometimes can have this stuff that can come off on the inside, whatever they're made of, and so it's a good idea to filter that out so that it doesn't get in your engine. And it's just a good idea in general, especially with the gas that they make these days. It's really good to get no ethanol if you can afford it, but there you have it. And we're gonna get the bearings changed and get this sucker going. We got the new super pipe rear shocks, and once we get the 60-tooth sprocket on there with a new chain, get the bearings changed, get the new tires on. This thing is going to be sick with a new gas tank. I think today we're going to remove the old gas tank and put the new gas tank on. I think that's the plan. Today or tomorrow. There you go. Vance here, Jackrabbit Garage. So we are going to go ahead and attempt to remove this gas tank, but first you have to use some needle nose pliers, take off this clamp here, and I'm going to actually drain this leftover gas that's in here into my gas tank. And so if you have some way to a funnel or something, you just don't want to get that all over the floor. So drain your gas out and then you can safely remove your gas tank. Vance here, Jackrabbit Garage. I'm here working on the Trailmaster 200 MB2, and we're in the process of removing the old stock gas tank, and we're going to put on a nice new larger gas tank on top that'll go all day from Go Power Sports. You can order it, but let me just note, you'll see here I've got a stick here. Let me see if you can see that. I've got a stick here stuck into the hose of where the gas goes into the carburetor. I spilled gas all over my garage floor trying to get it into a gas tank, a gas can, and I've done this before and it doesn't matter. I swear, like, even though you've done it before, you still manage to spill gas everywhere. So be very careful. It works good if you have a can with a long, tube, something to put the hose in to drain the old gas into the gas can out of the tank when you're doing this. But really, have something ready to stick into the hose so you don't spill gas. That way, when you get it close to where it's just a drip, you can just plug the hose and it's done. And your whole garage doesn't smell like gas right now like mine does. So there you go. I've got one last screw here, and then we're going to remove this tank, and then I'm going to drain any excess gas that's left in there into a gas can, and then we're going to attempt to put on the new tank kit from Go Power Sports. There you go. Here we are, taking off the stock gas tank off the Trailmaster MB200. Got like one bolt left. I think it'll come right off. We'll see here. There you go. I think that's the last bolt, flanged bolt here. So I'm putting all my bolts and nuts down here, and this should be loose. Nope, looks like there's one more on the other side that I gotta remove. Vance here, Jackrabbit Garage. So we've got the Trailmaster up on the jack. I have removed the stock Trailmaster MB200II gas tank, and now I'm trying to measure to get the right placement of the new gas tank. So I put the seat on and such. So here you can see, got the seat on, and you want to get it lined up to where, you know, it's not like rubbing on each other, but there's like a rubber grommet on this end and then two rubber grommets on the front. And then we've got these two, and you want the flat side down. You basically get it in the middle of this bar, and you're going to drill in there, and then these rubber grommets go on these here. And then you're going to run a new fuel line here, and I got a fuel filter to go on there as well. So I'm gonna drill some holes and get this thing attached. Here we are, Vance here, Jackrabbit Garage. We are working on putting on the the new top 2-gallon gas tank for the Trailmaster MB200II. You can get the gas tank from Go Power Sports, and it has a mount kit, which is what I'm installing now. I'll show you here. It's literally just a couple of bolts, and you have to drill a couple of holes to modify it. But as you can see here, we got it up on the rack, and forgive the noise because of the fan, it's a little warm, so got that going. But see, this is the bracket, so you get two of these in the kit along with the rubber grommets, which go over here, and then one rubber grommet that goes here. So you drill a hole here, you want to put your gas tank on, line it up. I've got some foam here, you can use rubber, and I'm probably going to cut it because the tank only touches this front part, and so you really only need a piece about that big. I'm going to put the tank on, and then it's going to mount. You want these mounts in the bottom two slits, and you want to line up, you want the flat side down, pointing down towards the bottom part of the bike, and then you want to line up this side with the angle of your bike. And then you put these two bolts on with the nuts, the locking nuts. You don't even have to use, I don't even think, you use a wrench, but you don't need to torque it. And so we're gonna put those on, and then I'll probably get the gas tank on, line it up. There's also a rubber grommet goes here and then on either side. This is the other piece for the other side. And so basically it just goes here and then slides over this. And when they do the Go Power Sports video, they actually lubricate these rubber grommets with some WD-40 to make it go on. You may have to cut the rubber grommets if they're hanging over too much. It looks like, you know, but double check it, measure it first. And there you go. So I'm gonna put this other bolt on here. Basically just stick it through here, and I got my friendly helper Luna here. She's helping me out. Thank you, Luna. And so I'm gonna put this bolt, and these nuts are like serrated so they catch, so you don't have to torque it with the driver, but you can just get it finger tight and then make sure it's lined up properly. Again, you want this lined up with this edge of the bike, and hand tighten them, and then you can just get in there with a wrench and crank them down. There you go. So we're going to get both these sides on, and then I'm going to put the tank on, measure it, make sure I mark the holes wherever I'm drilling here, the hole. And they also give you more fuel line, and I bought a fuel filter because I'd heard some stuff can come off the insides of these tanks, and that way it doesn't run through the engine. But it's going to run down. There's a shut-off valve, which is nice on the fuel line on the new tank, and then it just will run down into the carburetor through the fuel filter. Okay, here at Jackrabbit Garage, we got the tank mount kit on here, and for the Trailmaster MB, I don't know why I keep calling it that, the MB200II, and you can get this at Go Power Sports. 2 bolts, serrated nuts with the washer, and then these rubber grommets. I had to stretch them with the needle nose pliers, and I actually used the pliers to finagle them on. It's a pretty tight fit, and so I'm got this other one here, and so now I'm going to try to work this other one on this other side, but it looks like they're pretty well pre-cut at Go Power Sports to be the right size. And the Go Power Sports video, they show them having to cut them some, and so I think that we're going to be good on the size, but I'm going to put it on and check. Okay, so we got this rubber grommet I'm going to attempt to put onto the bolt-on tank mount kit here, and so you want to just sort of finagle it on here. I'm going to use the pliers. It is pretty tricky to get these on, so you kind of have to work them on here. And pre-stretching them with the pliers helps, which is what Taylor at Go Power Sports recommends. So you get one end on, and then it's hard to get the other one on. So there we go. This one might need to be trimmed. It's a little longer than the other one, but you can use a razor blade or a box cutter or something. Yeah, I think this one's going to need to be cut probably. It's a bit longer than the other one, but there you go. It's on. And now I'm going to put the tank on and just see how it fits. And this tank shut-off valve, I don't recommend putting on until you get the tank off, because it is a tight fit. I went ahead and took the tank off, so it's easier to do this and put this on. So you basically want to make sure that it lines up with those rubber grommets. And it looks to me like I may need to put it, I don't know, further down possibly, or further, yeah. Well, no, I think it might actually fit perfect. Let's see. And the rubber grommets, I think, need to be trimmed, at least on this one side. I don't know. It's pretty snug. I think they're up too high. I think the tank needs to come down some. Looks like it's up too high up. And I think I actually need to push these forward further. So the whole tank needs to slide forward about an inch. So I'm going to loosen those bolts and do that. So I'm loosening these bolts. I'm going to slide this mount kit forward some, because it seems that this is too far back, which is interesting, because I thought it'd be good on that. The measurements that I took. Let's see here. Oh, that may be too much. So you want to keep this lined up with this brace, or this right here. Keep this edge lined up with this. That's the idea anyway. So I slid it forward, and then now I'm going to loosen the other side. So I wouldn't even tighten these down too much until you get it where you want it measured, because then you just have to go back and loosen them again. So slide it forward. This side doesn't even want to go that far. Let's see. So I would hand tighten them and put your tank on and see if you get it lined up properly. Vance here, Jackrabbit Garage. I'm just putting the final touches on our new Trailmaster gas tank to replace the old original stock. So here you have it. These mounts are a lot more tricky than the video in Go Power Sports shows. I mean, they're very detailed, but it was trickier than it shows. This is hanging over a little more than what they showed, but I found that the gas tank had to be pushed forward more to allow room for the seat. And so you want some gap, you want a little play so it moves around. Make sure there's rubber grommets everywhere, and I put a little foam underneath it to be sure that it's metal. You don't want any metal on metal. And so, but yeah, it seems to work. I don't know if you can see in there, but I actually had to bend the metal on the tank out a little bit because it was smashed in. I had to trim the rubber grommets to get it all to fit. And so these come, a certain way. It doesn't mean you won't have to modify slightly. But I think it still looks sick, even though it's hanging over a little here, but I don't think that that's going to be a problem with steering or anything. And it's still, I think it looks really nice. Here you got your shut-off valve, so we're going to run another line, fuel line, to a fuel filter and then to the carburetor, and then put the cap on the gas tank, and we should be good to go here. So I'm pretty excited about that. That was a little more work than I thought it was going to be, but it is on now. The tank is on, as you can see. And go to the Go Power Sports video to watch that. I watched that about 5 times before putting this on. I'm pretty sure Redbeard's Garage also has a couple videos on how to do it. And now I have a video, but I didn't show super detailed, but there's enough videos out there that I think that you can figure it out. It's not hard. It's just really the hardest part is getting it lined up and straight, and getting the grommets shaved down and all that. All right, over and out. Okay, so here we are, Jackrabbit Garage. I started off, I used this punch and basically just stuck this in here, tapped it to get it started in here with a hammer, and then now I'm going to place a rag over the engine so metal shavings don't get in there, and then you drill down into the frame, and it's literally in between these two sort of brackets, which you're not going to use anymore, and then use that rubber grommet. So I'm going to drill down in there, and then once I drill down in there, I'm going to place this into the hole, just like so. tricky. Shit. So, got through one hole, one tube. Okay, I think I went all the way through, but it's not the right size, so I just made a small hole to get through, and now I'm going to get the correct size. Pretty sure this is a much larger, yeah, that is. It's a much larger bit is needed. Got it all the way through. Sorry for all the racket. I think the drill's not set on the right tension or whatever. But there you go. There's that. Now you're going to use a file to clean all those metal shavings out of there. Just get something like this. I have a couple little files here I'm going to use, and you can just like get any sharp pieces of metal out of there. There you go. You don't want to get any of that in your eye, that's for sure. So, and I got this little brush here, so I'm going to kind of use that to get any of that out of there. And I'm probably going to put a glove on because I don't want to get any little metal shavings in my hands, just to be sure there. Not even a bad idea to use some like water on a paper towel. Kind of clean that up a little bit so you don't get anything in your fingers. Okay, and then now that you have your rag here, this is easy cleanup. You literally just take this like that, and you can shake that into the trash again, not getting it in your eyes. And I just threw that rag away. It's got metal shavings all over it. I don't want to get that everywhere. There you have it. Now, last thing to do is take your bolt with your washer and your nut, stick this through, just like so. Oh man, it's so close. Why does that not fit? So close. I may have to tap it with the rubber hammer. There it is. It's in. And then you just put your nut on, just like so. That seems way too long for that. Oh, I forgot the rubber grommet. Ah, I'm an idiot. All right. I was wondering why it was such a tight fit. So you take your rubber grommet, whatever I did with that. Put your rubber grommet under there. Now you're ready to put this in. Just like so. Move this back. Not sure why it's not. There we go. It's in there now. And then you put your nut on, and then you tighten her down. There you have it. Jackrabbit Garage, Trailmaster, MB200II gas tank upgrade. Looks pretty slick. Vance here, Jackrabbit Garage. So I've got the fuel line here. I got the gas tank on for the upgrade for the Trailmaster MB202, you can see. And so we're gonna just run this gas line here, fuel line that's provided with the tank. It's kind of cool, this yellow, I like it. Goes cool with the black, and the whole bike's gonna end up being black now. And then you got your little clamp there, you're gonna clamp that on, and then I'm gonna cut this line, and then there is a fuel filter that's gonna go in between here in the middle of the line, and then you're gonna run that over to your carburetor. There you go. Vance here, Jackrabbit Garage. Just got the Trailmaster MB200II modified gas tank on. Looks pretty awesome. I got a fuel filter on right there. Red and yellow fuel line. And I actually took the red one off of my previous gas tank that I had on there. I need to still put some clamps on there to hold those on, but yeah, it looks nice. Now you got a fuel shut off, which is super handy if you're changing out, cleaning carbs, cleaning the carburetor, you need to unhook it or whatever. You can just drain what's in the line and you're good to go. And you won't spill gas all over your garage floor like I did when I was taking the gas tank off. But it looks pretty awesome. Got the new super pipe on there, the new shocks. There's the keyed gas tank. And now next I'm going to be changing the bearings on the hubs, on the wheels, and then eventually putting on the new tires. And this puppy is going to be awesome. I'm excited. It's going to have a lot more better suspension, smoother ride, probably a little louder, but it's then I'm going to have a custom plate that I'm going to paint glossy black to go with the gas tank. Got some fenders for the Mega Motos, which you can pick up at Go Power Sports. All these parts are from Go Power Sports. So go to gopowersports.com, get yourself set up, and here you go. There's the new fuel line going to the carburetor. Got the stage 1 kit on there. Eventually maybe put a Mikuni on. Eventually I want to put a 212 Tillotson on, or something with more power, but I'm going to have the bigger 60 tooth sprocket I'm putting on there. It's going to be sweet. Vance here, Jackrabbit Garage. So I got the new seat today. Gonna have that I got to put one bolt in basically for that. I got the upgraded gas tank. I got the fuel filter with the fuel line run. Got the ties, clamping those on. And I also today got the Mega Moto fenders, which I thought I was going to paint, but I don't even need to paint that. They're already black, unless I wanted to make them glossy, but I don't think so. I think they look fine. It'll be matte, but yeah, it's going to look slick. It's going to be an all black bike. I do think I'm going to paint the deflector for the super pipe. I could keep that regular, metal, natural looking, which I don't know. I might. I can't decide whether I want to paint it or not. I think it would look slicker if it's painted, but we'll see. But there you go. Got the gas tank on. This is going to be a sweet bike. I'm excited about it. Jackrabbit Garage out.